So now it's time for a segment that doesn't need any introduction anymore because we've been doing it so often. It's called Around the Water Cooler.
I think that's the smoothest we've done that yet. Well played, gentlemen.
Good. I like to set it up. It's like hitting the post. Like I'll set it up. You got your finger on it. You know where I'm hitting there, and I just cut, and it's good. You hit the cue, Eric, and I was doing the vocal. So because Noah wasn't a part of it, we'll say that was absolutely the best one we've ever done.
No, Noah hit the video.
It was me who did all of it. I always play the producer role. I have always done that. That has literally been my role, even when I host.
Hey, Noah, since Erik wasn't a part of that, we'll say that was definitely the best one, right?
Much better.
It's luster.
Water cooler topic. So some news broke out of the Cavs camp this past week since the last time we spoke with you. Darius Garland's toe injury was more than just a little bit of a sprain. He underwent a successful surgery, got a repair, but it's going to take some time to recover. Some people say he'll be back for the start of the year. Some people say maybe a little bit later. General consensus is miss a lot of preseason, probably not too many regular season games. But the question I have for you guys for Water Cooler today is, does the update on the severity of this injury change your mind about what the Cavs should do with Darius? Erik, I believe I let you start first last time. So Noah, why don't you get us kicked off this time around?
Yeah, myself, a lot of people, including myself, need to apologize to Darius Garland, in my opinion. He had a lot of soft allegations around his name because of what happened in the NBA playoffs. He, like you said, had surgery to repair the big left toe. The toe sprain is what the official injury diagnosis has been now. They haven't said if it was anything more than that since then, because I don't know why they didn't include that in anything, actually. Toe sprain, very similar to turf toe. If anyone's had it, it is a bitch, and it does hurt to walk on and try to run on and be shifty and cutty. Regardless, I still agree with the sentiment that he should have been out there, and it sucks that he didn't go out for game 2. He was out the rest of the series. Obviously didn't look completely like himself even then, but it does change my opinion for a plethora of reasons. First of all, the fact that the main reason we wanted to move off of Darius Garland is because he's soft, or that type of moniker of him being soft. That's a lot of what I've seen. I'm not saying you two specifically. I think is horrible at this point, because this dude played through what could be torn ligaments, realigning bones, the type of things that are needed when surgery is done to a toe sprain. But this also hurts his market now. And I don't want to give up Darius Garland for, Domantas Sabonis or Jonas Valanciunas and Malik Monk, because there's a rumor that the Sacramento Kings are interested in Darius Garland. Here's a tweet to show it for you. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said Trae Young too. But
Garland's mentioned, so of course we got to bring it up. I am on the mindset that Garland should be on this roster next year. The injury concerns are there, 100%. I think they're valid, but I don't think you're going to get what this guy's worth, especially this offseason. Now, and Jared Allen, some of the role players, completely different story. But Darius Garland, hats off to you.
Yeah.
That's my take.
I think I'm kind of the opposite. And Erik, I was going to toss it to you, but because I pretty much disagree with everything Noah said, even though I come to this, I'm going to jump in now. He's still soft. Just because this injury wasn't soft to sit out because he needed surgery, because everybody on the Cavs team is soft, with maybe one or two exceptions, like Tristan Thompson and Donovan Mitchell. 2, it doesn't change what I want to do with him, because I thought he was the most expendable piece of this team because he could command the highest value on the market. But the issue with the guy is, soft or not, that he can't stay healthy. I love Darius Garland. I like watching him play. I like what he does for the team when he's available. But as I say all the time, the best ability is availability, and this guy is perpetually injured. Regular season, postseason, preseason, got a shoulder, got a finger, got an ankle, got a foot, got a toe. I mean, he just can't stay healthy, and we see it all the times with guys. They retire early, and you keep them and stick it out. I think if you can get something that meaningfully moves this team forward, you take it. Now, this is all a little bit hot coming in at Darius. For the record, love Darius Garland, love what he's done for the team, but you can love somebody and say we need to leave him to go where we want to go. I've not been happy with his playoff performance in any year, except maybe the first round of this one before he got hurt. I've not been happy with his injury history and his record there. I think he's consistently in the trainer's room, and he's got to be out there with the guys. And I also think he will command a premium on the free agent market or on the trade market because he is a unique talent. And I might end up eating these words, but if you think about how the Cavs move forward, we need more size with similar skill at the guard position, and we need toughness. He doesn't give us either of those things, and that's when he's healthy, and he's not healthy all that often. So to answer the question, my Garland injury does not – the Garland injury doesn't change my mind because my mind was already made up that if Darius had to go, he had to go, him and Jared Allen. So my take is still the same, but – no, I don't think anything changes in light of the surgery and the recent updates. But Erik, what do you think?
I mean, bingo. I think you said everything. I kind of want to cede my time back like they do in Congress because you pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover. The fact is that you're absolutely right. We need size. Running two small guards isn't doing us any favors. Exactly like you said, does it change him being soft? I never said that Darius was soft in the sense that, like I think Jared Allen's soft. They're soft in two different ways. But the fact is that nobody on this team other than Donovan is hungry. And when I look at the team top to bottom, these guys should be salivating right now, especially with the talent they have, to go out and win an NBA championship. I can't believe that we have to have the conversation that we need to motivate these guys somehow. But because of that, I think he needs to go. We can get a pretty good piece in return. I disagree with you that I don't think that this surgery sets him back in terms of his value or his worth. And you could even potentially package him with Jared Allen.
Can I caveat what
you
had
just
your
said
time?
First? I'm going to continue. Go ahead.
Let me caveat what you said for a
Talk
second.
for 5 minutes straight, but go on.
With the 4 to 5 minute or 4 to 5 month window that Darius Garland is respected to take to recover, we're talking about that eating into what is like the preseason camp window for the NBA, which is basically the main time that these guys are practicing and getting ready for the season, making chemistry, that kind of thing. Yeah, it does matter. You're talking about bringing in a point guard who's supposed to
the long-term future of a team and potentially getting a piece that they would think would make them a contender. Him missing practice, I promise you, does not matter and does not change his trade value whatsoever.
You don't think it affects the fact that a team like a contender might want to give up something? Like the Kings are an example of this. What do you want on the Kings? I don't want anything on the Kings. I think they would buy into this because of something like that. But yes, that playing period matters. You're talking about bringing in a core piece, scoring threat, a main option in your offense, and he's not going to practice with the team at all.
Let me ask you this.
Does matter.
I mean, no, it doesn't, because the injury is the injury. His recovery window is the recovery window. We can't change those facts. But if I go to you, Mr. GM Noah, and I say, I have Darius Garland, he's going to take 4 to 5 months to recover from this, but you're going to turn it down and go, well, he's missing the practice window. Sorry, try again next year. No, it does not affect trade terms. Not at all.
It does. It doesn't affect that there's still going to be a market for him. It affects how high the market's going to be. Like I said in my initial take when we got in this, I don't want to trade him for peanuts on the dollar. I don't want Malik Monk and Jonas Valanciunas, which is a rumor I've seen around. I'm using the Kings because of the rumor that is mentioned. I don't want the scraps of some of these players that they have going on. They weren't a good team last year. If I'm trading a guy like Darius Garland, I want value. I want real value. Suggs could be a little bit of value. We talked about that last week. You guys were all in favor of that. But do they really want to give up Suggs to bring in a Garland? I don't know. Not being able to see him in the building until halfway through, or not halfway through the season, but potentially a couple of weeks into the regular season.
This is exactly why Kobe Altman and his team do their due diligence. That's exactly what they're there for. They're not going to go, hey, we really want to get rid of him. You have 3 cents in a rubber band. Let's do it. I mean, I think they've shown consistently over the years that they know what they're doing.
Right.
I also think that you got to think there's a fallacy in your thinking, and I don't know if you meant to when you said it, but you said, I don't want Valanciunas. The Kings were a bad team last year. That ain't how the NBA works. There are good players on bad teams everywhere. So the
100%.
fact that the Kings had a shitty record. Oh, you literally
you did
said
say that. Literally.
I don't want
Those
the
were your
scrap
exact
of
words.
a shitty team's record or a shitty team's roster just because we're trying to move off of Darius Garland. I don't think you're getting anything good for Darius Garland.
You're getting too stuck on rumors that we have no idea who Altman and co are talking to. They could pull off a trade of the fucking year, package deal 2 or 3 players, and you go, wow, that was amazing. I mean, you're getting too stuck in the details that we don't know.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the point. Is the argument I'm making is I don't think Darius Garland's value is going to be high enough where it's worth anything at this point in terms of like making a deal worth anything.
That's a wild take.
It is a wild
I disagree,
take.
man.
If you put Darius Garland on the market, you have calls from 20 teams in the NBA.
He's on the market. It's been rumored he's on the market. That's already happened.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the calls are coming in.
They are.
We shall see, I guess.
Listen, here's where I fall, because the problem, in my opinion, is it's like saying, you know what, the Titanic's going down, but you know, there's nothing we can do. There's no point in grabbing onto a door and trying to float away. It's a bad analogy, but the point I'm trying to make is just because we're saying we might not get fucking, I don't know, Giannis for DG, which we're not, doesn't mean that we can't get someone of value. What we do know is that for 2 straight years in a row, take out injuries or whatever, which I don't think you should, because the injuries matter to us because he's not playing. So regardless, we haven't gotten where we need to go. Mm-hmm. And so you need to make really hard decisions, and Darius Garland is one of those hard decisions.
I agree, but I don't know. There's something that is continuously stuck on my head, and maybe this is where I'm starting to differ and drift further away from some of the trade ideas that we've talked about on the show in weeks past, is the average age of the core 4 being so young. Now, I'm not saying you keep all of them, or maybe you do, and I think that there's a potential that that's what they're thinking, is we keep some of them, we move some of the role players, and we see what happens. We're all speculating at this point.
That argument is an argument that's saying, hey, in 4 or 5 years, we're in a championship window. Well, we have Donovan Mitchell. We should be in a window right freaking now. So to try to play for a championship 4 years from now, that makes zero sense as this team.
But that doesn't mean you're playing for a championship 4 years from now. That means
then what are you saying about the age?
That they're young, they're immature, and next year could be the year that they all get it together. It sure as shit looked like it was going to be this year until they all got hurt. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I think I speak for everybody when I throw up my hands and say, I don't know what happened, because we were one of, if not the best team in the NBA.
But we had zero fight. I'd rather have Dylan Brooks on this freaking team than who I have, because we showed zero fight. Apart from Donovan, we rolled over. And that's what pisses me off the most. I don't care if they're immature. You're a professional basketball player. It's time to step it up. And as an athlete, they've been in these positions before. They've played in state championships. They've gone far in the NCAA tourney. I'm sick of the excuse that they're young. They're talented. They won a lot of games during the regular season, and then they got soft and they showed their belly in the playoffs. That's my biggest issue. And if it takes us bringing in a guy, I say Dylan Brooks just because we know who he is and what the kind of fire. I don't actually like the guy. Draymond Green's another good example. That's what we need on this team. And just keeping DG because he's young, or Jared Allen, whatever. I get what you're saying, but it's not doing us any favors.
No. And we brought in players in different times. Oh my God, I just had his name. Who's the wing we just brought in from Atlanta?
DeAndre Hunter, who is a chippy guy in his own credit.
I like him. Yeah.
But that's my argument against your argument, Noah. The Hawks aren't any good and weren't going anywhere. We brought in a guy who at the time everybody argued was going to be.
You're focusing too hard on me talking about the.
Hold on, let me finish. He's the guy who we said was going to be the most They said until the Cavs lost, he could be the biggest midseason acquisition like in NBA history. I think you're getting if I'm focusing too much on the one part of it, you're focusing too much on the Valanciunas, and I don't want a bad player from a bad team. Well, none of us would trade him for hot garbage. But if you're saying, hey, you can get an apples to apples trade and get a tougher player who might average fewer points per game, who's a better fit for what the team needs, why is DG untouchable?
I'm not saying DG is untouchable. I'm saying that there is a lot more that goes into this now because of the injury, whether that be the fact that he has shown toughness playing through this injury, and we shouldn't be taking whatever deal comes across the table. Not that I'm saying that they are.
I don't think he played through the injury.
He did. He literally played the last 3 games of that series. He played game 3, 4, 5, and 5.
And sat out the 4 before it. That's not
playing. Yeah, but the injury didn't go away.
The injury didn't go away, John, just because he went on the court.
No, I guess maybe it's semantics. If somebody says to me a man plays through an injury, it means you get hurt and you don't miss a game. Doesn't mean you take 2 weeks off and then come back. That's not playing.
I think we're playing semantics big time. By the way,
we're playing semantics way too hard right now.
Something I noticed in that release, he had surgery at Vanderbilt University. We have some of the best hospitals, not just in the country, but in the world here in Cleveland. Why is he getting surgery at Vanderbilt University?
Didn't he go to Vandy?
He did.
I mean, either way, though, it's just a weird, I don't know. I just found that odd.